Yes.
Good evening. Welcome to a wonderful festive evening celebrating the learning journey of Pathway School Noida students as they showcase The Little Prince. Let's put our hands together in welcoming our beloved chairman, Mr. Pramod Jain, Director, Mr. Praveen Jain, School Advisor, Dr. Kiran Datar, Light and brightness represent the positive, the good spirit in all. Lighting a lamp for us is a symbol of peace and positive brightness. May I invite our chairman, Mr. Pramod Jain, Director, Mr. Praveen Jain, School Director, Pathway School Noida, Dr. Shalini Advani, Senior School Principal, Mr. Alexander Abraham, Middle School Principal, Ms. Sunanda Sandhir, Principal Primary School, Ms. Meenakshi Singhal, School Deputy Principal, Ms. Aruna Jha, to kindly light the lamp. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Kiran Datar. May I please request our school director, Dr. Shalini Advani, to come and address the gathering.
Parents, family members, members of the Jain family, Dr. Dattar, guests from our other schools. Those of you parents and families who've been part of primary school productions over the years will be aware that we use these productions as a way to introduce our students to great literature. So over the years, they have got embedded in and understood Roald Dahl's Matilda, Baum's The Wizard of Oz, Dr. Seuss's Lorax, J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan, etc. And through these productions, the characters and the plot have become a part of their world. This is really one example of the importance that we give to reading at Pathways. It's not only because research shows that the students who read do well academically, but also reading great writing brings in a different world and a different set of values to students' understanding. They begin to understand, why did she do this? Or why did that happen? And this is an increasingly important skill in a global world. Globalization has absolutely changed the nature of education. And that's why teaching students to thrive in inclusive environments is critical, because they'll be living and working with people from different cultures and different worlds. So today, empathy and understanding are not just virtues, they have become essential life skills. At Pathways, one of the ways we prepare them for this is to make them understand through books and through reading how this world is varied and what different people do and value is varied. Alongside understanding others, the importance of understanding yourself and knowing what you value has never been more important. Increasing evidence of a worldwide mental health crisis points us in the direction of helping children grow and understand their place in the world and who they are. And in a nutshell, these are really important lessons from The Little Prince. Our children have learned so much in the process of working towards this. And I hope you have had an opportunity to look at the exhibition that was out there, or you will do so after the show. We've had, for instance, children from grade 5 looking at what would the little prince do if he came to Pathways. And the answers varied from, well, he'd notice that we do mindfulness or that we care for each other. One of the special features of this year's production is that some parts of it have been created and written by the students themselves. 2 of the songs in the production, Exercise, Exercise, and the rap song, The Garbage Planet, have been written by students, so do watch out for these. And as always, to give a wider opportunity to a number of talented students, we have more than one student playing the Little Prince. One of the strategic initiatives of the school is to find our place on a global stage. We constantly strive towards being one of the best schools, not only in India, but in the world. It is this focus on learning for the future and for a global world, a feature of all the Pathways group, which has been widely recognized and awarded this year. We received the British Council International School Award for our international curriculum and our outreach. And just for your interest, the sort of things that the students did was, for instance, study the Festival of Lights, along with the school, the Northern Lights School in Norway, the Fairview School in Malaysia, and the Genius School in Nepal. Or they did a comparative study on minority communities, understanding the links between the Garo tribes in India and the Aboriginals in Australia, along with the Hader School in Australia. Or there was a joint reading of the novel Wonder with the Millbrook School in New York. And these sorts of relationships make students understand the commonalities of the world, the commonalities of understanding, and engage with other people their age. We also received the DIDAC Award for the Best Technology School of the Year. And once again, in the Education World Awards, all the Pathways schools were on the top. Pathways School Noida was in the top 10 international schools of the country, the first in the state and the second in the region. And in the Education World Awards, our early years program won us top school for teacher competence, infrastructure provision, innovative teaching, and teacher welfare. Towards achieving benchmarks of global excellence, we embarked on an ambitious accreditation program with the Council of International Schools, or the CIS, which began a year ago, and with the New England Association of Schools and Colleges, or NEASC, with their ACE protocol, which began this year. Through CIS, we turned the spotlight on our systems on an international scale. The school's mission, the communications, safety systems, financial systems, etc. And through NIASC, we look at our teaching and learning practices, challenging ourselves to develop and strengthen what our education is. And as you know, the IB reviewed our primary years program through a review visit. And I'd like to thank all of you parents who contributed to all of these accreditation processes. As a part of constantly upgrading to global international program, we flew in international trainers. So Lenny Dutton came to train on the MYP program. Darlene Fisher has come for coaching and teaching improvement across the school. Our teachers, as always, continue to go to IB workshops. And in fact, in the next couple of months, 6 teachers will go to non-IB, but international professional development in Thailand. So looking at other successes of our faculty on the international scale, we are pleased that our physics teacher, Mr. Mukesh Tiwari, was selected as one among the 2 teachers from India to go to CERN to participate in the program for science educators. Ms. Pallavi Dwivedi was selected for a teacher fellowship at the Teachers College, Columbia University. Ms. Sonu Khosla was invited to present at the British Dyslexia Association conference in Birmingham. 2 teachers, Ms. Jessica Manglani and Ms. Kirti Trehan, had articles published in the internationally read PYP blog. And in the World Scholars Cup at Barcelona, our students won 134 gold medals, and Ms. Divya Pandanda was recognized as Coach of the Year amongst 300 schools from across the world. In an interesting additional development, a group of senior students participated in a global international asteroid search program, discovering 21 preliminary asteroids to their great excitement. Our school was proud to host a TEDx conference, which is available for a global audience to view on the TEDx website. And in a different type of exposure, we are pleased to be hosting tomorrow the Oriantiaco Music Festival, a showcase of music bands which will become part of their global web series, and whose winners will have a chance of being recorded by the Saregama label. And contributing to a rich global learning experience, primary students went on trips to Russia and Singapore. In sports, our students are now regularly on the school state teams and have competed at national games in squash, baseball, and basketballs at the school level, and have participated and won medals in soccer, swimming, golf, and tennis. Yoga has become well embedded, and the yoga group has even entered competitions and won medals. One of the hallmarks at Pathways is not just personal success, but the ongoing outreach into the community. We believe that true education is about developing a wider understanding of a world and a responsibility for all those who are a part of it. The Student Council and Interact led a relief drive for the floods in Kerala. Thank you to all families that participated and contributed. 69 cartons of materials were donated and 1.67 lakhs was raised. Students from grade 4 and 5 partnered with an NGO in an ingenious project to clean Horsecast Lake. They created floating islands made from PVC pipes and plastic bottles and mesh and coir fiber as a base for water cleaning plants and floated them into the lake. Closer to home, the school conducted trainings for our own didis, our early years didis, on appropriate handling of babies, how to hold them, feeding and hygiene for the little children. And from the transport department, drivers and helpers were trained on fuel consumption, safety, etc. And of course, there have been more parent inputs into education than I can possibly list. You have come as guest speakers on family history or building construction or body systems, or for running product workshops or wellness workshops, or teaming up with students to create products out of waste, or running culture gullies, or supporting reading and the library program, and so much else. It is one of the wonderful features of the school, and I would truly like to thank you for your support. The school would not be what it is without this. There has been a lot of infrastructure development over this year. You might be aware of some of it, but I thought it would be interesting just to look at the variety that has happened. The primary school launched its makerspace and has this year appointed a teacher to take this important area forward. Tinkering and making are very popular with students and are crucial for developing an inventive mindset. There is now a new gym for senior school students, and it's been an important addition to the health and fitness program. There's a new early years area, and as you will have seen walking through, a new exploratory play area for our younger children. There's also a new space for the primary school library and an expansion to the dining area for greater numbers as our greater numbers have grown. Finally, as is our custom, I'd like to acknowledge all those members of staff who have been with the school for over 5 years, and to thank you for all your contributions to the school. So in the secondary school, we begin with the senior school principal, Mr. Abraham, who's been with us for 5 years. We have Ms. Mayura Tiwari, Ms. Divya Pandanda, and Ms. Deblina Chakravarti, Ms. Neeta Ramesh, Ms. Neha Gandhi, Ms. Priti Panwar, Ms. Aarti Gupta, Ms. Akanksha Singh, Ms. Pilar Sinka, Ms. Sheba Abraham, Mr. Rajesh Sahu. From the primary school, we have Ms. Anuradha Subramani, Ms. Charu Sharma, Ms. Deepti Bedi, Ms. Upasna Khera, Ms. Rachna Kapoor, Ms. Preeti Jaiswal, Ms. Vandana Majumdar, Ms. Pihu Kapoor, Ms. Deepananda, Ms. Monica Garg, Ms. Kajal Pawa, Ms. Sandeep Kaur, Ms. Kriti Nigam, Mr. Srichand Gupta, Ms. Pallavi Kukreti, Ms. Aarti Bakshi, and from the administration we have Ms. Bharti Rohatgi and Mr. Vijay Singh, all of whom continue to be so much of the backbone of the school that it is really important for us to take this time to acknowledge their work. And now with that, let's turn to what we've all been waiting for. The stars of our evening are students. Thank you and have a great evening.
To take our evening forward, I now hand over to our talented student compares Arshia Manchanda and Arjun Singh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you all to our 8th annual Founders Day. We present to you the story of a grown-up meeting his inner child, the little prince, who leaves his planet behind, leaving his rose. Before landing on Earth, he visits many different types of planets and meets many different types of people.
Did you know, Arjun? First written in 1943, Saint Exupéry's The Little Prince is one of the most translated books in the world and has been voted the best book of the 20th century in France.
Really?
Oh yes, it has also been made into an animated film. The story showcases how children see the important things in life with much more clarity than the adults because children see it with their hearts, not just with their eyes.
Yes, you are right, Arshia. This story draws a sharp contrast between the ways grown-ups and children view the world. It depicts how grown-ups are unimaginative, dull, superficial, and stubbornly sure that their perspective is the only one possible. Sorry, grown ups. And children, on the other hand, are imaginative, open minded, aware of, and sensitive to the mystery and beauty of the world.
I am sure you all must be wondering how we know so much. Let us tell you something about our learning journey, which started a month ago. All students from grades 2 to 5 read the story The Little Prince, studied the characters, drew parallels to our own lives, and explored the theme as we understood the journey of the Little Prince.
I am sure you must have seen our impressive work along the walkways. With our creativity and imagination, we created fantasy worlds and planets using waste materials. We also created posters, stories, and e-invites.
Phew, that's a long list, Arjun. But sure, we had a great time. And today, what you are going to witness is the result of all the fun that we had in our classrooms and on stage while learning about the Little Prince. So
Fasten your seatbelts and let's get on the glider for an adventure with the Little Prince.
Once, when I was 6 years old, I saw a magnificent picture in a book called The True Stories from Nature. It was a picture of a boa constrictor in the act of swallowing an animal. In the book, it said, boa constrictors swallow their prey whole without chewing it. And after that, they're not able to move. And they sleep through the 6 months that they need for digestion. And after some work, with a colored pencil, I made my first drawing. My drawing number 1.
It looks something like this. Dad, is this drawing frightening?
Frightening? Frightening? Is this drawing frightening?
Why would anyone be frightened of a hat?
It's not a hat. It's a boa constrictor in act of digesting an elephant. Is this drawing frightening? Why would anyone be frightened of a hat? Why aren't you in a...
Since the grown-ups were not able to understand it, I made another drawing. My drawing number 2. It looks something like this.
Dad, now is it frightening?
You would better stop drawing. Your drawings are silly and make no sense. Study, and that will make you a sensible man.
And devote yourself instead to history, geography, mathematics, and grammar.
But I want to be a painter.
What's so good in being a painter? Why don't you do something more appropriate?
And which gives you money and success. Now go study and let me read my newspaper.
So, at the age of 6, I gave up what might have been a great career as a painter. Grown-ups never understand anything by themselves, and it is tiresome for children to always be explaining things to them. And then I chose another profession and learned to pilot airplanes. In my trips, whenever once I met grown-ups who seemed intelligent, I tried the experiment of showing them my drawing number 1 in hope of they would understand it. Excuse me, can you guess what this is?
It's a hat. It's a hat. It's a hat. It's a hat. It's a hat.
And then I would never talk about boa constrictors or forests or stars. Anyway, I went on flying to different destinations, from one country to another, from one sky to another, from one land to another, until one day, unfortunate, or should I say the fortunate accident happened. My plane crashed on a dry and lonely desert. I've been on this desert since my plane broke down 2 days ago. Hot and isolated, clinging to a hope that I won't run out of drinking water. Since I've landed, I've seen nothing but sand. Oh, what's that? Look at that funny little boy. Look at him. He's coming closer and closer.
If you please, draw me a sheep.
What?
Draw me a sheep.
Sheep? But I can't draw.
It doesn't matter. Just draw me a sheep.
All right.
I don't like this one. It's too old. I want a one that lives for a long time.
This is only his box. The sheep you asked for is inside.
That's exactly how I wanted it. Do you think the sheep needs a great deal of grass?
Why?
Because where I live, everything is very small.
There will surely be enough grass for him to eat. It's a very small sheep that I've given you.
Not so small. Look, he's gone to sleep.
So, what are you doing here?
And you? Do you live on this desert? Hey, what's that object?
That's not an object. It flies. It's an airplane. It's my airplane.
What? You drop from the sky?
Yes.
That is funny. Oh, so you do come from the sky. Which is your planet?
Do you come from another planet?
The truth is that on that, you couldn't have come from very far away.
My little man, where do you come from? Where do you want to take your sheep?
The good thing about the box you've given me is that at night my sheep can use it as a house.
I will give you a string too, so you can tie him during the day.
Tie him? What a cruel idea!
But if you don't tie him, wouldn't he get lost?
Where do you think he would go? Where I live, everything is so small that straight ahead of him, nobody can go very far. fond of sunsets. Come, let's look at it now.
But we must wait
Wait? For what?
for the sunset. We must wait until it's time.
I'm always thinking that I'm at home on my planet. When you want to see a sunset, all you need to do is move your chair a few steps. One day, I saw the sunset 44 times. You love sunsets when you're sad.
Were you sad then on the day of the 44 sunsets?
Do sheep eat flowers?
A sheep eats anything it finds in its reach.
Even flowers that have thorns?
Yes, even flowers that have thorns.
Then the thorns, what use are they? The thorns, what use are they?
The thorns are of no use. Flowers have thorns just for spite.
Oh, I don't believe you. Flowers are weak creatures. They're naive. They want to protect themselves as much as they can. They believe that their thorns are terrible weapons.
My little man, I'm sorry, but I'm busy with serious things. I have to fix my engine.
Serious things? You talk just like the grown-ups. I know a man on a planet who never did anything but math. He never smelled a flower, never saw a star, and all the time he repeated like you. I'm a serious man, I'm a serious man, and that made him proud. But he's not a man, he's a mushroom. A mushroom. A what? A mushroom. You confuse everything. You don't understand. I'm worried about my flower.
The flower that you love isn't in danger. I draw a muzzle for your sheep, or armor for your flower. Wait, look! Hee ha!
It is true. Isn't it that sheep eat little bushes?
Yes, that is true.
Ah, I'm glad then they also have baobabs.
But baobabs are not little bushes. The trees as big as castles.
Before they grow so big, they start out by being little.
That is strictly correct. But why do you want the sheep to eat those little baobabs?
When a plant is bad, one must destroy it as soon as possible. The very first instant that one recognizes it, when a planet is small and the baobabs are too many, they split it in pieces. And if sheep wouldn't eat baobabs when they're little, that always means a catastrophe.
Will you tell me your story, little prince?
If you want me to, here's my story. I come from a tiny little planet with other tiny people, a few volcanoes, a few baobabs, and my flower. It's very exceptional. I mean, quite unlike the plants I'd seen before on my planet. First, I thought it was a new kind of a baobab, until the day she woke up, yawned, and said,
I'm scarcely awake.
"Wow." I beg that you'll excuse me. My petals are all still disarranged.
You're so beautiful.
Really? I was born at the same moment as the sun.
I see your face in every sunrise. The colors of the morning are inside your eyes. The world awakens in the light of the day. I look up to the sky and say, you're I see your power in the moonlit night, where planets are in motion and galaxies are bright. We are amazed in the light of the stars. It's all proclaiming who you are. You're
Is there anything I could do for you?
I guess so. If you could bring me some water, I think it's time for breakfast. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. I am terrified of draughts. Could you find some screen for me?
A screen?
It gets really cold here at night. I want you to put me under a glass globe. You see, draughts are my only problem. But except for them, I'm scared of nothing. Not even tigers. I have my thorns to protect myself.
Hey, Rose.
Yes, my little prince.
I've decided to leave the planet. And I might not come back. It's quite possible. I'm here to say goodbye.
What?
I need to explore other planets. I need to see what else exists other than this tiny little planet.
I've been silly. I'm sorry. Try to be happy. Of course, I love you, but it's my fault that you didn't know it before. But it doesn't matter now. You've decided to go, so go.
But who's gonna take care of you, water you, talk to you, put a glass globe around you?
Don't worry about me. I'll keep in touch with the caterpillars and then later get acquainted with the butterflies. Now go. I don't want you to see me crying.
I shouldn't have left my Rose. She only had a few thorns to protect herself from danger. But then, when I was leaving her, I was too ignorant to know how to love her. So I left to explore other planets. And I discovered a strange planet with a king, a queen, and an army of stars as soldiers.
Here is the subject.
How can you call me a subject? I've never seen it before.
Approach, so I may see you better.
It is contrary to etiquette to sneeze in the presence of a king and a queen. I forbid you to do so.
Huh. Then I order you to sneeze.
But I can't sneeze on order.
Then I order you to sometimes sneeze and sometimes not.
Right. Let me sit down.
I order you to sit.
I order you to do so.
If I may, can I ask you a question?
I order you to ask me a question.
Over what do you rule?
Over everything.
Over all the planets and stars.
And do they obey you?
Certainly they do. Do you want to see? Enter! About turn!
Take position. Play.
Stop!
Position. About turn. March.
Wow! Can you do me a favor and order sunset right now? I'd love one.
If I ordered a major to fly from one flower to another like a butterfly,
Or change itself into a seabird.
and if the major didn't carry out my order, who will be wrong? The major or me?
You?
Exactly. One must ask for a reasonable demand that can be possible to perform.
But what about my sunset?
He can order that, but we must wait until the conditions are favorable.
And when will that be?
In the evening,
Then you see how well I am obeyed.
Sorry, but I have to set out on my journey again.
Oh, don't go. We'll make you our minister.
Thank you, but I have to go. If your majesty wishes to be obeyed, she shall give me a reasonable order. She shall order me to be gone by the end of 1 minute. And it seems to me that the conditions are favorable.
Then I order you to go.
Grown-ups are really strange.
We'll just do what they need us to do and get back up there. Okay? Great tie. Good work. What the hell's going on here, Trip?
The next planet seemed to belong to very busy people. They were so busy, they didn't even see I, a stranger, had arrived at the planet.
Assistant. Yes, sire. Count the number of stars in section 17 and 20.
Yes, sire.
So, what is the total count of the stars?
There are 12 in section 17 and 3 in section 20, which makes 15.
All right, 50.
No, sire. 15! Teen! Teen! Teen!
All right, 15, teen, teen, teen. 3 and 2 make 5. 5 and 7 make 12. 12 and 3 make 15.
Good morning.
What are you doing?
During the 54 years I've inhabited this planet, I have been disturbed only 3 times.
The first time was 22 years ago when some goose fell from goodness knows where and he made 4 mistakes in his addition.
The second time, 11 years ago, I was disturbed by an attack of arthritis. I don't even get enough exercise.
The third time, well, this is it. Oh, what are you counting?
Those little objects that you see in the sky? 12 and 3 make 15.
And what do you do with the stars?
What do I do with them?
He owns them.
How come? Well, they belong to me because I was the first person to think of it. When you find a diamond which belongs to nobody,
It's
yours. When you discover an island which belongs to nobody,
It's
yours. When you get an idea before anybody else, you take out a patent on it,
It's
yours. So with me, I own the stars because nobody else before me ever thought of owning them.
Yes, that's true. And what do you do with them?
I administer them.
And I count them, recount them, recount them. It's difficult, but I am a man who is naturally interested in the matters of consequence. I myself own a flower. I used to water it every day. Seems that they're not interested in my story. The grown-ups are really extraordinary. It seems they're too busy getting their patents done than nurturing and caring for their loved ones. I miss my flower. I miss my rose.
So I saved myself from becoming a puppet who's blindfolded by the unexplained orders of the grown-ups. So I quickly hopped on to the next planet.
In my dreams, I had a plan.
Do you admire me?
Do you admire my big car and my big house?
Do you admire my power?
Do you admire my big fat wedding? What does it mean? Admire!
To admire means to regard me as the most well-dressed
And the richest?
And the most intelligent man on this planet?
We are rich, so admire us.
Oh, you grown-ups are really strange. Why do you have to show off? All right, I know you have the money. If you have the money, use it for a good cause. Person makes money. Money doesn't make a person. That was a crazy planet. I think I miss my rose. The only thing that I ever admired was my rose.
Your journey so far is very interesting. Tell me more. Which planets did you visit next?
Oh, don't ask. The next two planets were even more strange.
Then I landed on an unusual planet where there were bushes growing French fries, chocolates hanging from trees, and skies filled with popcorn clouds. Everyone over there were obese because all they ate was junk. And when I stepped on their planet, it was the ironical Olympic day.
Candy catch! This is the first event of the Clown Olympics this year. In this event, whoever jumps up and gets the candies from the tree wins. 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, Rolly Bolly, you can do better than this. Oh no, it looks like the time is up. No one was able to get the candy. Now it is time for Dare to stop eating the French fries. In this event, whoever stops eating the French fries when the time is up wins. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. Remember to stop eating when the time is up. Slow down, the time is almost up. Time is up. Stop! 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 Looks like no one was able to stop eating even when the time was up. Now it is time for the race that never ends. Last year, this race went on for 8 hours and the winner only went 1 meter. So get ready to beat this record, racers. By the end of this race, you'll be sweating buckets of cola. 3, 2, 1, start! Come on, Jelly Belly Clown, you can do better than this. Oh no, it looks like the time is up. No one was able to win. Thank you for watching the Clown Olympics this year, and I'll see you next year. As usual, no one was able to win.
Oh boy, not again! Help! How did you do that? What?
Lift him up so easily.
Because I'm healthy and fit.
Healthy and fit? What is that? Where is it?
What are you looking for?
Your stomach! Did you eat it?
No, it's right here, but it's not that round. Do you want to see what all can I do?
Yes! Show us!
Hello, check it. Check.
Whoa! Can you teach me how to do that?
Sure, I could teach you all how to do that. You just need to exercise and eat healthy. Here we go. Some seeds of fruits and vegetables. Sow them till they grow.
Exercise? That's for grown-ups, not for children.
Well, exercise is for everyone. Now, let me teach you. We'll start with push-ups. Exercise, exercise, exercise.
Exercise, exercise, exercise.
Every morning when you wake up, 1, 2, 3.
Push up, push up.
1, 2, 3.
Push up, push up.
Exercise, eat healthy, take some rest. For your body, that's the best.
Exercise, eat healthy, take some rest. For your body, that's the best.
Exercise, exercise, exercise.
Exercise, exercise, exercise.
Every morning when you wake up, 1, 2, 3.
Push up, push up.
1, 2, 3.
Push up, push up.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, moving your nice and energetic, tick, tick. Moving a nice broad face and a nice hip, hip, hip. Moving your nice and energetic. Big ship on the ocean at the feet tight and moving a nice broad face and a nice hip. Make man flip and bust them lip. Moving your nice and energetic. Big ship on the ocean at the feet tight and whoa! I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
What? What?
Oh no, you need to do exercise.
No! Exercise! 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 Exercise!
Why is it so dark, gloomy, and grey here? And what's this disgusting smell? Hello? Is anyone there?
Garbage, 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 nobody cares. Garbage, garbage, ready over there. Look, they're keeping in my head. Garbage, garbage, garbage in my head. Garbage, garbage, garbage in my head. There's not a planet, garbage, all that's left.
So much of garbage. How did this start? Does nobody here have a heart? I can't see any flowers or trees. How could anybody possibly breathe? So much pollution, no fresh air. How could these people not possibly care? Everyone is falling sick. Must need protection. Do you have a doctor? You need medication.
Doctor, 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 doctor.
Defecation? Sewage water? What is this mystery?
Well, clean water and fresh air is now history.
This planet is so polluted, but why is everybody so muted? Look at this planet, it's such a big mess. You all need to learn what's cleanliness.
Cleanliness? Cleanliness? What do you mean by cleanliness?
To keep your surroundings neat and clean, dust and tidy, wash and preen.
To keep your surroundings neat and clean, dust and tidy, wash and clean.
Throw the garbage in the bin. If you don't, that's a sin, that's a sin, that's a sin!
Throw the garbage in the bin. If you don't, that's a sin. That's a sin. That's a sin.
Yes, we did it! And you win! Yay!
The next planet was 10 times larger than the last one. It was inhabited by an old gentleman who wrote voluminous books.
Oh, look, here's an explorer. Where do you come from?
What's that big book? What's your occupation?
I am a geographer.
What's a geographer?
A geographer is a scholar who knows the location of all the seas, rivers, towns, oceans, and deserts.
That's very interesting. Here at last is a man who has a real profession. Your planet is very beautiful. Has it any oceans?
I can't tell you.
How about mountains?
I can't tell you.
And towns, rivers, or deserts?
I can't tell you that either.
But you're a geographer.
Exactly, but I'm not an explorer. It's not the geographer who goes out to count all the seas, rivers, towns, oceans, and deserts. The geographer is much too important for that stuff. He doesn't leave his desk, but he has his explorers for bringing him information about the world.
Wow. Tell me who can be an explorer?
A man with good moral character, someone trustworthy, an explorer who told lies would bring disaster on the books of the geographer. So would an explorer who drank too much.
Why is that?
Because drunk men see double. Then the geographer will note down 2 mountains in the place where there was only one.
On my planet, I have a flower.
We don't record flowers, they're ephemeral.
What does that mean? Ephemeral.
Geographers write books that are concerned with matters of consequence. They never become old-fashioned. It's very rarely that a mountain changes its position. For example, we write of eternal things.
But what does ephemeral mean?
It means which is in danger of disappearing.
My flower is ephemeral and I've left her on my planet all alone.
I advise you to visit the planet Earth. It has a good reputation and a good variety of everything.
The planet Earth?
Planet Earth. There I was,
When I arrived, I was surprised to see so many people of different shapes, sizes, colors, languages, cultures, and dances.
I have traveled all around the world, first oceans deep and wide. Wherever I have been, there's always one place on my mind. Rivers and the valleys and the giant city lights. Though I have been alone now, my heart I leave behind. This is my home. This is my home. To Australia, the land I love. Give me the sunshine, give me the rain. The land of wonder, the land of dreams. I have been to many cities, to Paris and to Rome, but nothing can compare to this place that I call home. This is the land of fairyland, I'm sure you will agree. If you don't believe me now, just come along with me. This is my home. This is my home. To Australia, the land I love. Give me the sunshine, give me the rain. The land of wonder, the land of I see kookaburras when I'm walking down the street. They say hello to everyone they meet. They gave me a big smile, now then all they look for me. I'm proud to be Australian, from the land of many dreams. This is my home. This is my home. To Australia, the land I love. Give me the sunshine, give me the rain. The land of wonder, the land of dreams. This is my home. To Australia, the land I love. Give me the sunshine, give me the rain. The land of wonder, the land of dreams. The land of wonder, the land of dreams. The land of wonder, the land of
Australia was so lively. And then I visited the ice-cold continent. I guess it was Antarctica.
Hello, fellow Earthlings of planet Earth. Are you feeling good? One of the creatures of our planet are the penguins. So we're gonna do a dance, which is called the Penguin Dance. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round. Hand upon your toes and turn around, around. Hands way up high, hands way down low. Stand with your feet and jump, jump, jump. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round. Hand upon your toes and turn around, around. Hands way up high, hands hands way down low. Stand with your feet and jump, jump, jump. Yeah, as you all know, penguins are very special on our planet. Are you special too? Now let's all stand behind each other because it's time for the penguin walk. Yeah, yeah. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round. Hand upon your toes and turn around, around. Hands way up high, hands way down low. Stand with your feet and jump, jump, jump. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round. Hand upon your toes and turn around, around. Hands way up high, hands way down low. Stand with your feet and jump, jump, jump. Ain't you tired yet? I would like to introduce to you the craziest penguin on planet Earth. Here's the one and only Shippy. Are you doing it with us? Yeah, yeah. Here it comes again. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round. Hand upon your toes and turn around, around. Hands way up high, hands way down low. Stand with your feet and jump, jump, jump. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round. Hand upon your toes and turn around, around. Hands way up high, hands way down low. Stand with your feet and jump, jump, jump. Put your hands up in the air and shake your booties round.
Those penguins were adorable.
Yes, penguins are cute.
And then I visited the tribes of Africa. is phenomenal. And then I visited the largest continent, Asia. Have you ever been there?
No, but I'm excited to know about Asia. Tell me, what did you see there?
Asia was the most multicultural continent out of the rest.
Yes, indeed. Asia did have a lot of flavors. Did you visit Europe? It's an amazing place to be.
Yes, I did. Europe is incredible. I loved it.
Did you visit the remarkable America?
Yes, I did. And I loved the dancers there. Wow, so colorful and beautiful. There's so many people here, but not even a single friend. I miss my rose. And then I suddenly found myself in a garden full of roses.
I feel pretty and witty and gay, and I pity any girl who's in me today. I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel, and so pretty that I hardly can believe I'm real. See the pretty girl in that mirror there. Who can that attractive girl be? Such a pretty face, such a pretty dress, such a pretty smile, such a pretty me. I feel stunning and entrancing, feel like running and dancing for joy, for I'm loved by a pretty, wonderful boy. See the pretty girl in that mirror there.
What mirror? Where?
Who can that attractive girl be?
Which? What? Where? Who?
Such a pretty face, such a pretty dress, such a pretty smile, such a pretty me. Such a pretty me.
Such a pretty me. Such a pretty me.
I feel stunning,
I feel stunning
and entrancing,
entrancing,
like running, like dancing and joy. For I'm loved by a pretty, wonderful boy.
Hey, little boy, why do you look so sad?
You all look like my flower. And my flower told me she's the only one of a kind in all the universe.
Well, it seems like your rose lied to you.
Maybe you're right. Here are all of you, all alike, in one single garden. Let me correct you.
But no one is as pretty as us.
How can you say that?
Every day people travel from far away places to see how beautiful we are.
Really? But my rose has only one visitor, and that's me.
That's because
She's just an ordinary rose.
and now it's time for our
Beauty sleep.
bye-bye.
So it turns out, all I ever had was just a common rose. And that doesn't make me a very great prince. Who are you?
I'm a fox.
I feel lonely. Will you play with me?
I can't play with you. I'm not tamed.
What does that mean? Tame.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for friends. But what does that mean? Tame.
Tame means when someone makes you do something, even when you don't want to do it.
When someone makes you do something when you don't want to do it, or you don't understand why?
Just that. To you, I'm like 1,000 other foxes. But if you tame me, we'll need each other. You'll be the most unique person to me in all the world. And I'll be the most unique person to you in all the world.
I'm beginning to understand. There's a flower. I think that she has tamed me.
Oh, please tame me, please.
I'm sorry, but I haven't much time. I have friends to discover and a great many things to understand.
One only understands the thing that it tames. Men buy things that are already made in shops. But there is no shop for friendship.
Then what must I do to tame you?
You must be very patient. First, you'll sit in front of me at a little distance. I'll look at you, but you must not say anything, because words are the greatest source of misunderstanding. But each day, you'll sit a little closer to me.
I think we're friends already. But now it's time for me to go.
Oh, please don't go. If you'll go, I'll cry.
That's your own fault. I never wished you any sort of harm. You wanted me to tame you, so I did.
Yes, that is so. But before you go, I want to tell you a secret. One only sees rightly with the heart. What is essential is invisible to the eye.
What is essential is invisible to the eye.
It's the time you have wasted for your rose.
It's the time I have wasted for my rose.
Men have forgotten this truth, but you must not. You are responsible for your rose.
I am responsible for my rose. I am responsible for my rose.
I left that place, crossed rivers, climbed mountains.
I was cold at some places, though very warm at the others.
I still couldn't believe that there could be so many different seasons, weathers, and temperatures on the same planet.
Hey, welcome to the planet Earth.
I was so confused. I finally reached here on this desert. I was so lonely here until I met some merchants. These were merchants who sold pills. These pills were invented to stop your thirst. Take one pill a week and you will feel no need of anything to drink.
Nothing to drink at all?
Yes, nothing to drink at all. Presenting the Time Saver Pills. Buy a Time Saver Pills. From me. From me. From me. Buy from me. Time Saver Pills.
Saver pills.
They save a tremendous amount of time. They save 53 minutes in every week. And time is money.
But what do I do with 53 minutes?
You can finish your work. You can take more work. Or anything you like.
As for me, if I had 53 minutes to spend as I like, I would walk towards a spring of fresh water. It was now the 8th day since my accident happened in the desert, and I had listened to the story of the merchant as I was drinking the last drop of my water supply. These memories of yours are very charming, but I have nothing more to drink, and I too should be very happy if I could walk towards a spring of fresh water.
I'm thirsty too. Let's look for a well. My planet is so beautiful. The desert is so beautiful. And the stars are so beautiful.
Yes, the house, the stars, the desert. What gives them their beauty is something that is invisible.
I'm glad that you agree with Fox, my friend. I'm tired now. Can we sleep for some time?
Yes, sure, little prince. What moves me so deeply about this little prince who is sleeping here is his love for his flower. I feel the need of protecting you, little prince. Good night, sleep tight, dream sweet dreams.
Good morning.
Good morning, little prince. Are you ready to go find some water?
Yes, let's go.
Finally!
Did you hear that? We have wakened the well, and it is singing.
Leave it to me. It's too heavy for you.
I'm so thirsty for this water. The men on your planet grow many roses in the same garden, but they don't find what they are looking for.
Yes, they don't.
And what they are looking for could be found in a single rose or a little bit of water if they looked with their heart.
Yes, that is true.
Now you must work. You must return to your engine. Come back tomorrow evening. I'll be waiting for you.
All right, little prince, but take care of yourself.
Bye.
this evening, I want to see the little prince. He looked happy.
I am glad that now you have found the matter with your engine. Now you can go back home.
How do you know about that?
I'm going back home too. It is a lot further, it is much more difficult. Tonight it will be a year. Before I leave, I have to tell you something. What I'm telling you now is a gift that you have to keep forever.
Your smile is the biggest gift you can give me.
I am happy that now you appreciate the little things from life. Listen to me, please. Remember, I will be in one of those stars. Remember, I will be laughing in that little one. When you look at the sky at night, you, only you, will have stars that can laugh. Goodbye, my dear friend.
Goodbye, little prince. I shall never forget you. "30 years have already gone by, and every single day I have thought about my little friend, about my little prince, the most important person in my life, the child who taught me to see with the eyes of the heart, who taught me to believe in my drawings, no matter what grown-ups say. And if you come exactly under the star, if a little man appears, who laughs, who has golden hair, and who refuses to answer questions, you will know who he is. And if this happens, please send me a message telling me that he has come back. After all, he taught me to make memories and live each moment to the fullest."
And now let's put our hands
together for the cast of The Little Prince. And let's welcome the tiny planetarian.
Calling out in the dark. Can you hear it? That's your spirit. Just follow your heart.
Let's hear it loud for our tiny planet.
Frequency, don't worry about it, 'cause we're gonna live life like it's a song.
And let's welcome the Baobab dancers.
It's alright if it goes wrong. Just keep calm and carry on. Honestly, do you wonder if the thunder is gonna knock at your door? Are you waiting for the day?
And let's put our hands together for the star percussionists.
Just tune in the magic frequency. Don't worry about it, 'cause we're gonna live life like it's a song. So turn it on and sing along.
And let's welcome our busy corporate dancers.
Just keep calm and carry on. Honestly,
And let's welcome the dancers who showed it off today. The show of dancers.
it's alright if it goes wrong. Just keep calm and carry on. Honestly,
Check.
And now put your hands together for our funny but fit clowns.
live life.
And now put your hands together for our very talented garbage planeteers.
If you listen,
They have even written this entire song all by themselves.
can you hear it? That's your spirit. Just follow your heart.
And put your hands together for our little Australians,
Magic frequency,
the farmers, the kangaroos, and our kookaburra birds.
so turn it on and sing along. It's alright if it goes wrong. Just keep calm and carry on. Honestly,
And now let's hear it for our cute little penguins.
you wonder if the thunder is gonna knock at your door? Are you waiting for the day? All the lions will roar. So if you're feeling like dancing frequently, just tune in the magic frequency. Don't worry about it, 'cause we're gonna live life like it's a song. So turn it on.
And now let's hear it loud for the African tribal dancers and percussionists.
Just keep calm and carry on. Honestly,
Let's welcome our European dancers. And now put your hands together for the American dancers. And that's our rock star.
To the rhythm, calling out in the dark.
And let's now welcome our beautiful, pretty roses.
Follow your heart. So if you're feeling like dancing frequently, just
Polite
shoot in the
applause
magic
for our
frequency.
delicate
Don't worry about
roses.
it, 'cause we're gonna live life like it's a song. So turn it on and sing along. It's alright if it goes wrong.
Roses, dancers and actors. Now let's put our hands together for the merchants.
If the thunder is gonna knock at your door, are you waiting?
And let's put our hands together for living in the moment dancers. Girls.
Dancing frequently, just tune in the magic frequency. Don't worry about it, 'cause we're gonna live life like it's a song.
And the
So
boys.
turn it on and sing along. It's alright if it goes wrong. Just keep calm and carry on. Honestly,
Let's hear it loud for our lead actors. The pilot, fox, mother, child pilot, king, queen, and all the little prince. The geographer, assistant, businessman, pilot's father. And now, the biggest applause for our choir. Let's hear it louder for them. And last but not the least, our beautiful musicians who gave us live music tonight.
if you listen to the rhythm, calling out in the dark, can you hear it? That's your spirit. Just follow your heart. So if you feel like
And the grown-ups.
magic frequency, don't worry about
They
it, 'cause
also played the Explorers.
live life like it's a song. So turn it on and sing along.
All right, so we're all really proud of you. You've done a wonderful, wonderful show, as we all knew you would. You've been real stars. I think that looking at them, you know, the clarity with which they spoke, their enjoyment of quite complex ideas, the fact that they wrote some of the words themselves and clearly accepted all the meaning of it as meaningful for themselves, is something that's really been an exciting journey for everybody who's been involved with it. So I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank some people. Of course, all the teachers. All of you who not just did the music and the dance and the LED and all of those front of stage things, but all those of you who looked after the children, managed the costumes, managed the backstage. It's been a real labor of love, and I'd like to really appreciate your contribution to all of this. Our art department never fails us on the sets and the props. Thank you to all the external people who have helped to make this show what it is. To A1 Jolly for the light and sound, to Entwine Design for costumes, our caterers, LS caterers, and catermen. And as always, I think that it is essential to remember all the work that has happened in running two schools together, a morning day school for secondary school and an evening school for primary school. Our administration staff and our maintenance staff are real stars. They're really the strength behind it. Us being able to do this, and this year it's a particular demand on them, because at midnight today they're going to be clearing out the field and preparing it for this giant music concert tomorrow morning. Our admissions department, our finance and IT department have been managing both lots of the schools. I hope you noticed how fabulous our office boys have been. The swiftness, they've become real stage hands over the years. The swiftness with which they managed to change the sets and bring in new prop items was quite remarkable. So all of them, our gardeners, our malis, our transport staff, running shift after shift after shift after shift, 4 times a day, to bring in and take back different lots of students. Similarly with our housekeeping staff, cleaning the school mid-afternoon and then cleaning again at night. Our security staff, our caterers giving breakfast, lunch, tea, and dinner at every 2 hours, providing a meal. All of these people have been integral to making the show what it is. Finally, I must take this opportunity, as I always do, to truly thank the Jain family, our directors, Dr. Dattar, for all your support, your enthusiasm, which really is central to making the school what it is. Special thank you to our assistant directors, particularly Shazia Parveen, and of course to the director of the show, and I'd like to invite her down on stage, Garima Arya. Congratulations. So, thank you very much, and let's give a big round of applause to Miss Garima. And then we invite you to join us in the field, as always, for dinner.
If you listen to the rhythm calling out in the dark, can you hear it? That's your spirit. Just follow your heart.
What?